But yeah, no, there's a bunch of stuff going on. For one, scripting is started. And we'll maybe have Klen in here later. That'd be cool if he gets into chat. We could talk about it. Let me get the music going. Oh, that's not music. That's Hot Ones. Where's my music? There we go. That's it. Yeah. Okay. So, I never finished deciding where I was going to put that and put it over on the other side too. Huh. Anyway, I also need to set this area up down here. I was going to copy out one of these or put one of those around it. Let's see, because it's a good hollow object. So that should work out pretty well. It's in accents. Let's see. Forerunner. Welcome to the stream. I see someone's in anyway. Let's see. These two are both pretty cool right here. There's actually a lot of places you can warp these to make them the right shape to fit. They can be really useful, and I might want to use one of them. I might even replace that cover that's over there with one of them. I do like the way it looks, but yeah. Anyway, you got to get to those hexes. Hex pillar number or letter it's B, I think. Yeah. So B is the hollow one. They should have made that H. Not for any logical reason, but just because, you know, obviously. Hollow. H. So I need to put this here, and there's a reason I need to put this here. And I need to move those game objects, or make them no longer... Is this one a, oh, it's on normal, yeah. I have to put it on phased for a second. So I can grab this and put it inside there, because this way I can put the gravless at the bottom and not catch the player in there. Okay, so this would be lined up with the ground. So I think I want to line up all of this with this as well. I can grab all of these and rotate them. And I don't need to rotate what's up there because it's already lined up properly. But for some reason, whenever I do not want that one. Oh boy. Okay, I gotta start over selecting these with this one as the first one, so it's the manipulated object. There we go. Now I'm a rotation in the right spot. I can rotate. Oof, that is not by fit. There we go. That's the correct angle that I want. I want to hold it here for a minute so it'll stay. And then there, it looks like I've got two of these hexes here. Not sure which one is rotated incorrectly. I think this is the correct one. Actually, did the hex in the middle rotate at all? Or was it just the other parts? Is it my imagination? No, it definitely didn't rotate as much as I thought it would. Hold on a second. Let's go back to that. Okay, so if... Let's see. It's really hard to tell because which angle it's at, but I think this is actually correct. Because of that other hex being so obnoxious and in the way. But now that I've gotten that, I can deselect that. There we go. Yeah, that is correct. Oh, you know what? I could use this little cutout to be the one pointing toward this direction. Nah. I don't know about that. Kind of like it being there, because then I can put like a little detail work column connecting it to this outer one. And I could use this, you know, either this part here that's kind of sticking in to connect that, or something to that effect. I could actually take advantage of it a little bit better. I'm actually going to put this at 0, 0, because the other piece was at 0, 0, and that will put me in just the right location. Forward 0, horizontal 0. And then I can raise it up. And this will hide the grav lift. Now here's the thing. Here's my question. When the grav lift object, do I need to do a man cannon? Is what I was about to ask. Grav lift objects push you the entire way up, right? Or do they eventually let you go? So if I put like a grav lift down here, this outer sort of shroud of hex column will prevent players from getting too close and getting caught in it through the geometry. But the question is, will it be will it solve the actual problem or not? You know what I mean? Because what might happen is whenever you get right here, for example, the grav lift might still grab you and throw you up. So I don't know how the grav lift is going to work. So what we're going to do is we're going to place a grav lift and a man cannon. Whoops. Sitting here trying to fly, and I'm crouching instead. Let's see. What we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of experimentation, and the man cannon and grav lift, the new ones, don't work well in Forge. So I need to make a grav lift invisible. I need to put this, we'll put it like right, we'll put it near where I'm going to spawn in, so I don't have to walk too far. We're going to try and turn this around and place it here. We'll put it right here, so I know where to go, because it's invisible, so it's going to be hard to see, you know, where I need to go. So that will be my man cannon, or that'll be my grav lift. That's the grav lift. The kinetic launcher, that's invisible, it's going to be, we'll put it on top of the, right up here. Tank is going to spawn on that other platform, so we'll go ahead and put it here. Whoop. And we will launch it toward the the grav lift, so that once we come out, we can walk over to the grav lift pretty easily, and it will be a pretty good little test spot. We'll stick it right there. I'll spawn in at one of those, climb up there, and we'll launch over here. Then we'll go over there. And if it grabs me and it sort of holds me inside of the beam the entire way, then I can't use the grav lift. If it doesn't, then if it does that, then I will have to place one of these in there and sort of let the man cannon grab the fusion coils. So that'll be a pretty good, oh well, I mean I could just bake it like this, but I think it's going to mess up. I forgot I need to save it, quit, and go to, whoops, can't do it on the, oh yeah. For a second I thought there was a little like cube there or something. Yeah, see, that's what happens whenever you try to use them. They get all freaked out whenever you try to use them in Forge. There's some kind of weird little bug for Forge, for using them in the baked out sort of game mode of Forge. So let me back out, go into a custom game, test them, and we'll see how well they work. Let's see. Custom game. Dr. Pepper is not a sponsor, by the way. So I probably actually should say that every time, because YouTube is weird. Okay. Have the little I Love Bees logo as my image. One person just left chat, and I think they could not wait to see what happens in game.
Slayer.
Let's see. Here we go. Loading in. On Eagle Team. So, we've got our little repair bay here.
The authorities.
And then this should work better, suddenly. What? There we go. Oh, it's got a... That's weird. It's invisible, but not... But it has collision? That's kind of strange. Yeah, so that one's going to... Okay, so I don't think it does grab you, because if it did... I think the grav lift will work. What the heck? That should be old. Clamor? You can't clamor on rails? Well, that wasn't... I mean, the rails were there originally to block you from clamoring on this side before I put the sand here. But that does feel weird from a gameplay position. Okay, let's see if I jump above it, if it will... Yeah, no, it definitely doesn't grab you too much. I think they basically just made this grav lift a man cannon, because that's why it shoots you to the side as its default positioning. I think they just went, yeah, let's just make it a man cannon, and sort out, you know, how that works later or something. But yeah, okay. Let's go to end game, and we will get the we'll use that grav lift then. Absolutely. Now I just need to be able to aim it so it shoots the thing straight up, so that those fusion coils will function correctly in the middle of the map, and be super easy. So the scripting, by the way, is going to start, or has already started. Klen is in the process of making it at this point. Latest version, I suppose. He's got a fusion coil spawning script ready. I'm not sure if he needs to do the spawning because it's going to have a like if it's set up to go on the timer of the respawning of the fusion coils anyway, we could theoretically just have them spawn in the air and just sort of drop to the ground and look like a thing. But I think he's got a script that when they spawn, things happen, like a teleporter effect, you know, sort of thing goes off and that sort of thing. Is I think how he's got it going, but I haven't seen it yet, so it's gonna be cool. I think that's what he was working on. And then later on, we're gonna have to get we need a scoring one, you know. So yeah, I wish this is something I should talk to Forge Alert about. Is the ability to put HUD elements on the screen, specifically counters. Like if you could, like whenever you like you can put the mission at the top of the screen, right? And we're probably going to end up using something like that to tell you your score, because we can tell it how long to hold that position, that up there, and we can like update it and change it, you know, and change a number variable and stuff. But like, I'm just going to duplicate this one, and we'll set it up. Actually, maybe I should set it up over here to get a proper vertical throw, and then that way we can test it in the actual, it'll be easier to run over here and test it in the actual game mode. But yeah, anyway, yeah, we're gonna go 30 here, I think is probably what we need, and forward 0, and arc height, will arc height 0 make it stop going up and then like expect it to come back down? Like if I do 0, will it just be a straight up line? I mean, it does appear to be a straight line now. Now I will have to save it and leave and go try that out. But yeah, so basically I need to talk to Forge Alert about the idea of being able to put on HUD elements, because like for example, one of the most useful things in Warcraft 3's campaign editor was, and StarCraft as well, was the fact that you had your food and your energy, or your food and wood in Warcraft, and neither, that was incorrect for both games. Food and wood for Warcraft, and minerals and Vespene gas for StarCraft, and that allows you to use those to track progress in the game. You can like give a team Vespene gas during weird game modes to sort of show, and then they could spend that on things. We could, if we could put our own HUD element up on the screen, that would show you some form of like your experience points in gun game, for example, would be a cool thing to put on there. They have that progression at the bottom of the screen in the current one. It says little progress bars, but we can't put those on there. It'll probably be in the game mode variant. Okay, so that's good, and I can still jump over it. When does it trigger? I may not even need that shroud. This is a really tight grav lift trigger. This is working way better than the last time that I did the man cannon. Wow, that's actually really tight. Yeah, the diameter of when it grabs you is not bad at all. Okay, well this is going to be great. This is going to be perfect then. That shroud I put on there may not be necessary, and I might be able to just like lower it into the ground temporarily and try it out. But yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it does look pretty good though. I might lower it down all the way to the ground and then put some like, I was thinking the energy barriers going across the opening. which might have to wait until I can scale them, because they may not fit exactly across that hex column's width. Wait, what am I doing? It's already there. Latest version. Okay. But yeah, I wanna... My main thing is feature multiplication. Like, Aaron had figured out that some of the rocks, or one rock, is bugged out to where whenever you rotate it, it inherits terrain from the ground, and you can rotate it and have it on the top at all times. And after seeing him do it the first time, I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I started like getting deja vu, like maybe I did discover that and went and forgot all about it right at the beginning of Forge or something, and should have used it but didn't. Like while making Waterworks, maybe even on stream, but I don't remember. Anyway, I'm sure we all stumbled across it at some point and then forgot all about it, because it was something that's like, it's so useful, but yet it wasn't useful at the time, so we ended up forgetting it existed. But it looks so gorgeous whenever you make use of it, and I'm surprised it took us all this long to really figure that out. I'm just gonna lower that. Anyway, the point is that it's apparently a bug. It's not a thing, and I think that it is, it's going to go away eventually, basically, which sucks. But the point is that we can, the important thing is that we can, you know, is that they add something like that back in as a feature. And I was thinking if they add it, and this is what I was saying on Twitter, is that if they add it as a feature, if they add it as a permanent feature, you know, to all objects, then as like a toggleable thing in here in the menu, then it would be something you could apply to literally anything and make anything look like rubble or destroyed terrain or whatever. You could control patches of, like if I put a square of this here on the end, I could make grass be growing at the end but not down the line and just make it look like it's all one piece, you know what I mean? So like you could make patches of grass growing on your terrain. So having it as a feature would multiply the number of game objects, I mean the game's abilities, rather than just adding to it, which would be what it would be like if you just created a single game object that could do it. So that's what I told, that's what I was saying on Twitter to Forge Lord, saying, hey, yeah, it's really, he was saying that, yeah, we're now he said he sent it over to the team requesting it as a feature for them to make, and to make an object that has that. And I was like, well, instead of just making a few objects, if they did that same amount of work or more, or maybe a little bit more, and added it in to every object as a base feature in the menu, that would multiply the effectiveness of their work and the effectiveness of the tool, rather than just being additive, you know, multiplic. There's a word for that. Multiplicative, blah, whatever. Anyway, the point is, yeah, it's it would definitely be more effective overall for the team to devote their time to figuring out, you know, I mean, it clearly worked on that one object, and it's not like I mean, it's a somewhat low poly object because it's just a rock, but it's not that low poly. So, like, it clearly can work on fairly detailed surfaces. The question is if it's going to cause all surfaces to lag if they have like a little, to cost a little bit more in our budgets for the map, if that's on all of them, because it might be some kind of mapping that's like basically additional polygons or something like that. But I think it'll be a shader. I honestly believe it to be a shader. So like if you turn on the shader, the object could cost more, and if you leave it off, it just wouldn't cost more, right? It's a no-brainer. But as far as that's concerned, but I don't know. It's the question is how difficult that would actually be, because there's a shader to do that in Unity. I literally have had for like a year a website open that has a guide for how to do that in Unity, and it's just been sitting there, in my phone, waiting to be used. It's literally, it's a tab open in my phone, not on my computer, so I can just leave it there forever and not have to worry about it. And, yeah, it's... I haven't actually used it yet, but when I do finally use it, it will make all of my game look better. I just haven't done any progress in my game yet in, like, months. Let's see. Nope. Or years, really. Or, I mean, over a year, I think, to be honest. But yeah. Let's see. This needs to be here. Are these 30-degree angles? I think hexes are all 30-degree angles, right? Is that right? Am I remembering correctly? Or are they 45? Wait a minute. Couldn't be 45, right? That would be an octagon. Right? What am I thinking? Failing to do basic shapes right now. In my head. Let's see. It's exactly what my children are learning right now, but they're not learning to know how degrees work with them. Let's see. So if this all works, we will see these launch into the air in their own sequence. We're doing pretty good on budget too. And this is with some random things like unplaced trees. They're here, they're taking up budget, but they're not placed in their final location yet. Why is this not turning? Oh, I turned that on. I thought I turned it off just now. There we go. That's better. Alright, so now I need to change their spawn sequence by changing their timers to be different. Couldn't do this before copying them because I just... Let's see, this one will be on 12 seconds. This one will be on 9. This one will be on 11. This one will stay on 10, so it'll go up at the same time as that one. This one will go to 13 every 13 seconds. Actually, you know what? I want those to eventually get off sync, so I'm going to go to the original one. I'm going to do 10.5, I think is an acceptable. Nope, it doesn't do that. Okay, so I'll leave it at 10. Those two will just always be synced. Did I start with this one? Or did I start with the other one to the right? I did start with this one. Okay, so they're all set to be at like sort of different timing. And then I don't know if I'm going to need to despawn them slower. It should shoot up in about... no, it's probably going to disappear before they get to the top. Before they go through the glass. I'm going to go to 2 seconds. I think I have them all at 1 second. And then I need to test while I'm watching it to see if he can actually get grabbed by these grav lifts, or if I need to where I need to put the shroud up. And I believe I will. Oh, whoops. I'm already done with that. Okay. Let's see. Timer delay. We're going to go to 2 seconds. We're also going to prefab all of these so that I can just select them once and then get all of their timers at the same time. And now we're going to go test them out. I got to leave Forge for that, so we're going to do that. We're going to go over to custom games again. Yo! Mortality is looking interesting, Lamau. Nice. You should send me images in the chat again. I also... do we have a WIP folder anymore? Work in progress folder? That would be a good place to dump a bunch of images. Let's see. We have maps and prefabs. We do not have a work in progress folder anymore, so just send that to main chat. Yeah. Let's see. Love Shaq because the B-52s ruined them. Shaquille O'Neal. I can't end any of my text messages with Love Shaq because the B-52s have ruined it for me. Okay, let's see. Not sure. It wasn't there on your map for me either. Sorry, I'm chatting with somebody who has made a really cool block out, and I'm thinking about arting it for him. Unless... and basically thinking about making it the map where it scales with your number of players. Version 1077, damn, that's a lot of saving. Yes, it is. Especially whenever you're dealing with whenever you're just saving, it's like, okay, that's one thing. Whenever you're just forging, it's one thing. Whenever you build an entire building out of physics, what do you call it? Static. Yeah, dynamic objects. Yeah, I almost said static. Out of dynamic objects, that's a reason why you've got to save this many times. But yeah, okay, let's see if these are shooting up like they are intended to. It'll be 10 seconds. Well, the fastest is 9 seconds. If this is working correctly, they should reappear and then launch up into the air. They may not spawn inside the grav lift, so I might have to raise them all up and let them spawn, drop into the grav lifts, and then shoot up. In which case, I could make the two 10-second ones be slightly different timing by changing the height just a slight bit on the on one of them, just like one, not even like 1 unit. Okay, this is not. They're clearly not working. And there are fusion coils down there. What happened? Do these gravelists not move fusion coils? Oh, I left them unphased. Okay, well, let's just at least test this. Yeah, this is gonna launch you. I'm thinking about building the rabbit from the first Dragon Ball and put it in the Mortality as an Easter egg now. The rabbit from the first Dragon Ball? I don't remember the rabbit from the first Dragon Ball. Why is that one the only one that's registering as a glowing object? If that's a bug and we could utilize that, that would be great. Oh no, you know what that is? That's still the banished one underground. But even the invisible ones are definitely still grabbing you and launching you up. So I do need the shroud. I know that now. And also, I need to I need the shroud, and also I need to switch them off of phased. The rabbit that turns people into carrots when he touches them. Oh yeah. You think that rabbit was related to Boo, who turns people into chocolates with his antenna ray beam? It's it would make sense that if he was related, because, the Easter rabbit, brings chocolate, and Boo creates chocolate, and that rabbit turned people in the same way into carrots. That's a possibility, yeah. Maybe that rabbit was from the demon dimension that Boo was from. Anyway, yeah, so, I've got, you know me with names, I'm gonna have to look it up. Rip Shade, he made this really cool, space station themed, tight 4v4 map, and I played it, and it was, I played 2 matches on it, and one of them I actually accidentally had my thing is open. Oh, I just realized it's Tuesday, and I missed that weekly challenge. I'm not gonna get that pose. No, it's Monday! Right, yesterday was Sunday. Huh, okay, cool. Oh no. Why did it select that randomly before I even... Ugh. Just moved, I think. Wait, did it move? Might not have moved. Yeah, no, it moved. Okay, well, let's see if it'll snap back into position. Nope. Jesus. Okay, wait. Just undo. Okay, cool, that worked. Sometimes whenever that happens, it does not record it for an undo, so I was really concerned for a second there. Okay, turn these off of phased objects. Can I do that whenever they're in the... Yeah, normal. Okay, cool. And then bring the shroud up. Gotta make sure I have a good height for it. Oh, nope. Turn off magnets. Okay. I think that this is pretty decent. Because I don't think the grav lift goes up that high. And that should be... Yeah, it'll give it like just this little tiny raised area you can probably climb up onto and walk on. It needs to be far enough away that you don't get hit by the outer beam. but and then I need to create a new like a platform on top of it, but that doesn't stop the fusion coils from phasing through. But I also need to delete the banished grav lift, wherever that is. That is... There it is. I don't want that beam of light there. Anyway, what was I saying? I was saying something right before this. Right. I was saying that, Rip Shade's map is really cool. I had accidentally left my list open, my, what do you call it? Lobby server? No, lobby. Yeah, as open. I need to switch this to invite only before somebody hops in. And somebody that I can't trust hops in, because that would be a problem. But, and also it gets rid of undo. But anyway, yeah, so basically, yeah, the map you made is so cool. It was very tight. It was perfect for, I'm getting a phone call from Spam Risk. It was very tight and worked really well for battle rifles. Like it's really good. So I'm gonna art it, right? And then I'm gonna make that the space station with doorways that are gonna open up. And those doorways are going to lead to additional areas of the space station, but only whenever you have more than 4v4. When it's a 4v4 match, you just have, you know, this tight, really, you know, compact, you know, area. And then when you get to, like, you know, 5v4, then the team that has fewer players is going to, well, it's gonna, you know, you can shift sides, so let me get the ghost and get over there. Okay. So I can't do, like, one team has, uh-oh. That explosion was not very good. That means that my fusion coils blew up. There they go. 1 second is probably better. They're exploding. I could put one giant field up there with a script brain that says when a fusion coil enters this, delete it. But, because they're not despawning. Like, look at that, they're supposed to despawn. On a timer. Why are they not despawning on a timer? Like, that one's clearly not despawning, it's just sitting there. Something is not working. Anybody have any idea why they wouldn't despawn? Even though they're set to despawn. Victory. And I don't think it's on disturbed right now. I think it's on a timer, so it should just straight up despawn itself. Might need to place another object and test that. Like in Forge. And see if for some reason it's just the fusion coils. And if it's only those fusion coils, I can switch to the other fusion coils. I just did this one because it's the Forerunner Hard Light fusion coil. So, you know. Today I'm going to go get wood. So I can fix this up and make it look nicer. But if anybody knows why this isn't despawning, let me know. Or if anybody knows anybody who might know, send them my way. Let's see. I mean, this was easy in Reach. You just tell it, I can't hop in Forge because I'm at work without my laptop, LMFAO. Yeah. Okay, so we're back into Forge, and I'm gonna go down here. I'm gonna say, we'll just pick this. Okay, and we'll say despawn timer on, timer delay 2 seconds. Let's see, confirm, and then we will bake. 1, 2. Okay, is that timer only activating after you've abandoned it? Because it's not supposed to. It specifically has an option for that. Let me see. 1, 2. No. No, it's not despawning. Is the despawn timer just not functional right now? Is it just bugged, or is this something going wrong here? Abandoned or disturbed on, we'll do timer delay. 2 seconds. 1, 2. Okay, it definitely thinks of this as its starting position, I suppose. We'll go forward, abandon it, wait 2 seconds, and see if it'll despawn. No, it's still not despawning. Oh, that's right, there's a... With the abandoned thing, I forgot about this. There is a radius that you have to get outside of before it's considered abandoned instead of just dropped on the ground. That was in previous Halos, though. I have no idea if that's the case in Infinite. No, still not doing anything. I don't hear fusion coils exploding in the background, so let's go see if it is properly working over here, or if the grav lifts are just capturing them. We can hear it going, you know, with them. Yeah, it's trying to throw them and it's not working. Because they're all still down there. Yeah. Because we're not in the actual game. This is what would happen if I wasn't testing it in the game mode. Okay. Let's see. If time delay despawning isn't working, then I would have to despawn them with a script, which means I'd have to butt into Klen's scripts. Maybe I can ask him, you know, for just like 5 nodes. I think if I just had like less than 5 nodes, all I need is an area monitor up here that would just track this location. And I'd say like when a fusion coil enters this area monitor, you know, delete it. And every fusion coil that touches up here would be deleted. Another option is to actually put, you know, this thing, which I was thinking about, might put a teleporter that teleports you out to those other ones at random. I might make it to where those actually, like to one of the random other locations out there. Instead, I might go ahead and make it to where that teleporter is down here. Maybe even the field, the light field there, or something like that. No, I don't know. I like this. I like it being like a crown, but I could totally flip it over and make these be inside the columns instead. Oh no, I kind of like this. It's hard to say. But yeah. Okay, so I'll talk to Klen about that, about the scripting there. Because I will only take, like, I can just go piggyback off of one of his brains. I don't have to make in my own brain, like script brain. I can just go into one of his brains, create a little, like, area monitor, literally just be... In fact, I can make the script now, we could copy and paste it into one of his brains later on. And I could just show him how much I would need. That would give me that would let me know, I can tell him exactly how much it would need to be. I'm going to make the brain be the area monitor for now, but it'll probably actually be... No, I'll make it to where I can just literally copy and paste. I can put one of these as the area monitor. And go like this. No, I'm going to make this be the area monitor because I know it's centered. The other ones, I had to make them off-center so that they would not clip into anything. Okay, down here. So the way we would script this would be... Wait, what? Where's the... Can this random piece not be an area monitor? What? Reset material description? So apparently there's a button to reset the materials. Is this all of them or just the scratch and grime? I think it's all of them. It's outside the scratch and grime section actually. But they just put the tooltip as reset material description. Anyway, apparently I can't use this as an area monitor. That's kind of weird. Can I use this one? Okay, what constitutes what can and can't be used as an area monitor? This is confusing to me. I guess I'll do this effects. Label, boundary type, there we go. We're gonna go a cylinder, bring out the radius, we're gonna bring the top down to 0. Nope. Apparently the top has to be 0.5. Bring this down here. and go to, we'll do 35, and we'll do the radius like this, and just barely envelop those columns. So basically, if you go find a fusion coil somewhere else on the map and you chuck it up there, it will just despawn the fusion coil. It'll just stop working. It'll just disappear. Okay, I'm going to put this right above this so it's easy to find, and rotate it to match the, because you'll be coming from one of the bases anyway, so let's sort of make it to where I can find it easier. You know, don't want to be losing a brain. If you lose your brain, you go mad. Let's see. Let's see now. I need this as an object reference. I don't need that as one, but now that I've selected that as my brain, it'll work. Okay. Here we go. Add object reference. And then we go add node. By the way, Shitography, Mr. Studio. I'm in the process of making your of finishing the script. I don't know if you've hopped in there to see the latest version of the Cell Games map after I worked on it yesterday, but the arena, it now officially deletes all of the rubble, and the arena rises out of the ground to take that place. And I've got these team blockers that if you run into them, they're kind of in the way, but the script is going to delete those. They are there so that the rubble will fall on them, and then I can delete them off the map. I don't want them to fall on the blocks as they're moving up, because that'll cause like it can cause a bunch of lag for players and stuff like that if all those dynamic objects are hitting each other at the same time rather than just falling on a solid static object as they get deleted. Anyway, the point is that, yeah, okay, area monitor, and then we're just gonna say, okay, there's a script that is events on object entered area. Area monitor gets plugged into there, and then I need to say if it is add node. Now I think there's an objects, let's see, add object to list. I think I can just say, oh, I'm dumb. I'm dumb. You know what's cool? You know what's cool? I prefabbed those. I'm not dumb. Apparently I'm a genius. It won't apply to your other fusion coils. It will only apply to these, because I am going to select these. I am a genius. No. Okay. Let's see. Get objects in prefab. Okay. And then say, right? Yeah, okay, I need a reference. I'm not a genius. I'm not the scripting god. That's Klen. Okay, we're gonna put this here. I'm just quoting 343 Guilty Spark for, you know, any Halo fans out there that doesn't know that 343 Guilty Spark says that. Sorry. Let's see. On object enters area, I'm very hyped up on sugar and tired at the same time. Today. Let's see. On object entered area, I need to do a logic. I think if get is, let's see. Can I get object is in list, or get object? Let's see. Get objects in prefab. If I get, okay, objects go into this object list, and object is here, then I can say a branch logic. Now maybe Klen could make this even faster, or like even fewer script brains. I thought it was gonna be like 5, but it looks like we're gonna getting close to 10, and I don't know if he has that kind of budget, but we'll see. Okay, so get objects in prefab. Okay, on object entered area, get object is in list, and there, if it's in the list, object in list is true, then we go to object, delete object. If it's true, delete the object. And we will go like this. It's not super clean. Could be cleaner. Maybe, nope. Can't think of a way to make it especially cleaner. Like, obviously this would be better, but still has some crossover. No, that's still cleaner. Yeah, I'll do that. And line that up. Actually, that gives me the ability to line both of these up with that. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so this is it. I'm gonna need, for this to work, I'm gonna need 8, I believe this is gonna function. And I would need 8 of these objects, 8 of his nodes from a script brain anywhere on the map. And they will reference all of the stuff here and work just fine. So hopefully this works. Oh wait, I need to test it in... I did save it already, but I'm going to save it again, just be sure. One of the reasons that I have so many saves, by the way, Halo Outsiders, the version history is so high is because the game now saves a version every time you quit Forge too. So, and every time the game crashes and all that kind of stuff. So probably like 100 to 300 of them are probably from that alone. Wait, I think it's already selected. What am I doing? Play, latest version. So that's one of the reasons why I got so high in version history already. But yeah. Excuse me. So let's see how this works. Loading times are boring, but in about, a minute I'll be in there. And over to those fusion coils, so yeah. Sounds nice. I'll check out the script in Cell Games later tonight. Cool. I missed that you had said that. It just happens to be almost the exact same length as the last message you sent, so I didn't notice that it was there for a second there. But yeah, sorry about that. Okay.
Fatalities.
And later tonight, I might hop in and finish it too, because I was all I need to do now is make it to where whenever you damage them, they break again. Okay, that's not perfect. But that one just might be positioned imperfectly. Cool. Well, no, they're coming back to... Okay, so I definitely need to set them back to 1 second before they disappear, because... No, wait, they're supposed to be automatically being deleted up there. Why are they not getting deleted? What the hell? Why are you not deleting? Neither on your own timer, or at the top of this... What the heck? Okay, well, I did do it. Maybe I need to just be a little more open with it and say any object that enters there gets deleted for a second and see how that works, because I don't know if it's the fusion coil or the script. It's very frustrating these grav lifts don't work properly in Forge, because that means I have to go all the way out to prototype and iterate. Let's see. Nope, not custom game Forge. Latest version. See, now we just went up, I think, 1 additional version. Did it save whenever I went in and out of the custom game? A new version? That would be insane. I was replying to Ripshade. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. He's got uppercase letters in there that make it sound like they're different words or something. But anyway, okay, so I needed to do script brain, right? I want to check the script brain and see if I can actually switch that up, and instead of making it, why is right? So if you go far enough, it eventually disappears the mouse, and then you can go into it. I thought that was, I was always quitting out of the script brain and going back in until it worked again, but that works just fine too. It's more reliable. Okay, so if it enters the area monitor, I'm saying and it's one of these, but really I want it to be and it's a fusion coil, because I don't want to delete like banshees that fly too close to that thing. Let's see. Although they are flying into a slip space portal, so maybe they should be aware it can delete you. You know, I don't know. We'll see. But for now, I'm going to go with, okay, how do you tell if it is a specific object? I know you can do our same object, and that might work. If, and that would tie right into my branch again. All I have to do is say, here's what we'll do. For the scripting purposes, I will use this one as my reference. But otherwise I can, if it, jeez, it's doing it again. Basically, if you just move around enough, and then you do that, it clears. Okay, add object reference. If the fusion coil hard light, that means all this is going to get, yeah, I assumed this would work, but apparently I'm wrong. I don't know. Anyway, if this object and that object are same object. Wait, that's not going to be an object type, is it? That's same object, not object type. Damage object. Last in objects, get list. Get object index, get objects in prefab. Get unique objects, object is in list. Remove object from list, yeah, I don't know which one to use. Get object forward, position, object up, velocity, move object to transform, reset object. Rotate object to point, set object angular velocity. I'm not sure, but I can't think of another option for this. Definitely not game mode. Yeah, okay. So what we might have to do on object enters area, delete object. I could visibly put the fusion, like the slip space field, in the middle of those coils, to where if you fly into it or throw another object into it, it's gonna disappear through that fusion. So it's okay if any object gets deleted. Players don't get deleted; they don't count as objects that can be deleted, right? Anyway, I don't think you can delete a player, but we would certainly test that. This would also reduce the number of script brain objects, so it would be minimal impact on Klen's budget. So we would be 4. You know, if something enters the area, it gets deleted. And basically that turns that into a death ball that doesn't kill players. Because if I just use a death ball, then that's not ideal either. Okay, so let's see if this works. If it does, that's what we'll do. And I could theoretically also put that area inside, inside of a shroud, just like at the bottom I have that hex shroud. I could put a hex shroud up top that sort of hides that area and makes it to where it works a little better. So let's go into the actual map to test it, because those grav lifts are annoying, and let's see how that works out. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Yeah, so this is going to load a little bit, and then we're going to get to see it, but we have to test it in a custom match because of the way that the new invisible grav lifts are broken during Forge testing. So once I have that backdrop, I'm going to start making videos. I'm going to talk about things like the truth about like the physics of slip space portals and in the lore, according to the lore, and how George isn't dead and why now he's not dead and how it all works out and what his life would be like on the other side of that slip space portal, and stuff like that. I'm going to talk about I'm going to make you know, videos about yeah, that didn't delete. Go up, now delete. Don't come back down. How dare you? How dare you, Fusion Coil? Is my area not enveloping them enough? Maybe they're not staying inside the area? Oh, I'm assuming they're making it all the way to the top of the shaft. That was my mistake. I was assuming they're making it all the way up the tube. But they may not be, because the grav lift isn't set to put them all the way up the tube. Now I can set those grav lifts to all go all the way up the tube, and that will make it so, because I was afraid that they would hit the ceiling and explode from the grav lifts, so I made it to where they would go just shy of all the way up. But that means they're not going into that field, and if I can make them go into the field and then get deleted, then if the script brain's going to delete them anyway whenever they enter that area monitor, then I don't need to worry about them hitting the ceiling, because I doubt they'll explode before it can delete them. They enter, they get deleted. It's a very short, very quick script, and it should immediately trigger. I have no idea if it will, but if it doesn't, and they do blow up on the ceiling, I don't have to adjust the grav lift height again to go back down. I just adjust the area monitor to be lower so that it triggers before they get higher up. But still, yeah, so now I should prefab the grav lifts so I can select them all much more easily, and then adjust all of their gravity heights at the same time. But yeah, that's probably the problem right now. They're hitting the ceiling and they're not entering the which means that the other script I did that tested to see if they were in the prefab might have worked, and I just scrapped it too quickly. And if that's the case, I might delete versions until I get back to the other one, because the version history thing is kind of janky right now. Which one do I have selected? Okay, good. So then that, and then that one, okay, that one, and that one. Nope. What did I just deselect something? What am I selecting or deselecting, and why is it not? It is the gravel. Why is it not creating its fin? Weird. Very weird. Anyway, I don't know why it's not graphically creating its fin. Maybe it only creates up to 5 of them before the game, before Forge can't render the beams or something. Okay, so I'll just go with any of them. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, that is not going into that area monitor. If it's only getting to this height, then that's not getting into the area monitor, which means I need to bring this all the way up. That was my mistake. All that time wasted. Years of the academy. Okay. That's a Toy Story reference. Okay. That should trigger, and if it only goes up to the very height of that beam, which I think it does, then it is going to get up to this point and stop before it hits anything, but it will be in the field just long enough to delete it. Okay, so that should work. And also, let's go ahead and copy the shroud. And shrink the shroud, because that's an insanely tall shroud. I just left that tall because I was going to clip it into the ground anyway. If I did it this wide, it might be a bit much, because then it's going to clip into the side panels. And those are octagons, not hexagons, so this is going to look real weird if I did this. Actually, it doesn't look that bad. I mean, I'd have to adjust it, but definitely doesn't look perfect where it's actually situated right now, but it looks pretty weird, but not too weird. I don't know. The way it's stretching that texture is really off. Don't know if I'm going to leave this here. Like I said, though, it would protect like banshees from getting themselves deleted, and I might not have to do that because I might be able to go back to script safety measures instead of, yeah, I'll just delete it for now. Okay, leave Forge, let's go test it again, in the custom game browser. And as you can see, I've just created saves and then left of the game, create another save, and now I've gotten like 30 additional saves today. Well, it was 1077 when I loaded in, I think, or that was just one of the times, but yeah, it was around there. So maybe I've only gotten like 10, 15, something like that, but, or 20. But yeah, let's do, latest version is 1089. And yeah. How's your day going, man? It's going okay. I'm kind of tired from last night, because once again the baby, but and now I'm hyped up on sugar, so I'm probably jittery and talking weird, but yeah, and then we're gonna go later today to get to set up to fix the backdrop better. I'm gonna put some like game cases, some old Game Informers, some minifigures and Legos and or well Mega Blocks and all that kind of stuff. Something is exploding. It sounds like fusion coils.
Victory.
Yeah, that exploded too low to be deleting, I think. Jeez, it's still not working, and... How is it still not working? Wait, is it blowing up down here somehow now? I'm confused. There it goes. It went up. It didn't come back down. So some of them are exploding down low? Oh, I think I know what's happening. Some of them are working out and going right, and some of them are exploding down low because they're not centered in the ground lifts. Like, this one I think is never exploding, but that one is always exploding, and that one's always exploding. So 4 of them are working, and then 2 of them are misaligned. Those are even getting tilted. They're just not exploding yet. But you can see which ones are exploding because they're leaving that debris bouncing up and down. So, this is working. We just need to realign those to make them work right. Make work better. And we might want to align all of them so it goes straight up instead of tilting like that anyway, because that would be ideal. I just need to get the same exact coordinates as the I need to center one of them, and then get those coordinates on the XY axis and set them to, and set the other one. Like if I get the fusion coil and I can visually see where it's centered, then I can take the the grav lifts and set to the exact same XY coordinates, and then they'll go straight up the tube, and instead of exploding like those two. And delete at the top, and then it'll be great. And they won't make those weird grav lift noises all the time, because that's the debris freaking out. You'll only hear them whenever there's one of them actually coming. And yeah. Woo. Okay. It deletes you. It does kill you. Uh-oh. Deleting a player does kill them, and for some reason I am that team now. Don't know why it spawned me there. Let's go find out if that is as bad as I thought it was. Here we go. We'll grab this. What the hell is that supposed to be? Well, okay, so eventually it's going to be chutes, like tubes that just shoot fusion coils up through it, and then, they go up to the top of that tower, disappear. It's just a visual flare. They're going to be teleporting to these things, not actually teleporting. These are going to be scripted to teleport in whenever they want to, but that middle area is supposed to be sending fusion coils off to these all over the ring or nearby within a certain radius. And yeah, it's just sort of going to be a visual flare of the center of the map about what's going on in this area, because it's basically putting everything back into the that stuff. Oh, what was I going to do? I was going to grab the flying vehicle so I can go test to see how well it handles me flying into it and then exploding. Probably. Okay, so if I fly into this... Wait a minute. Okay, why did the grav lift kill me? Yeah, no, it's definitely killing me whenever I go into that field. Because it shouldn't kill me on impact. So that's gotta be because I entered that field. Ah! I really need to move those respawn points. Okay, so all I can think to do would be to go back to the script where it verifies that it's one of the objects in that prefab. And if that still functions, then we don't have to worry about redesigning the slipspace portal. Fusion coil plant? Lol. Exactly. It's a, those are the Forerunner fusion coils. It's a fusion coil plant, essentially, because this is a giant power grid structure. Those are power generators that generate power, probably for this plant to use to manufacture the fusion coils and then send them out, you know, elsewhere. And the UNSC is attempting to create a new field, a new plan of new deployment plan for Forerunner planets, where they will find things like this and deploy their bases to them. From that one drops from orbit, these build up from it like their bases from Halo Wars. They're going to rise up out of the ground, be completely made up of what do you call it, dynamic objects. And as your team gathers enough power from these, which will be King of the Hill zones, that will slowly build up your team's power. And those, which are fusion coil spawn points, will be like neutral flag, capture the flag. There will be like an objective mode for the first half of the match, where you're trying to build up your team's energy level. Once you reach that, then you get the threshold where everybody's buildings will rise up out of the ground based on the amount of points they've gathered. That one right there. That one will still be there, but it won't spawn tanks at the time. That one, and that one will all rise up out of the platform, like Halo Wars style buildings, and will add. They'll come with them. Will come spawn points, and you know. Basically, you know, or like your team will have like respawn points, and it will be very. I think this map is going to be very. I don't know if you're going to be able, if we're going to let you rotate sides, because it's all about building up your team's base. It would be a little inappropriate, I think, to let them rotate and steal your base and have respawn. So having it such a big team battle map will make it to where you can respawn in here instead of somewhere else. But point is that this building will give you access to the center in a very strategic way, and will give you will block snipers and things like that from being able to shoot over to your base. For example, of one of the strategic things that these build up. Haven't finished it, of course, because I was gonna figure out how I was attaching, like, situating it with this Forerunner building before I had finished that wall, that back door and wall and stuff. But anyway. So that's kind of what we're working on. I've been told by some people it's like Warzone, but I don't think it is. You're building buildings instead of capturing bases, instead of capturing already established areas that are designed for bases. And yeah, so I'm gonna go fix that script. Victory. I am not I don't know if I can actually fully do this. I might end up having to put an invisible kill ball there that will blow them up whenever they enter it, so I don't have to use any scripting at all, because there is an invisible kill ball. And then I wouldn't have to use any scripting. It will kill players that fly into it, so I'd probably want to put the slipspace field, flip it over, and put it inside the coils, like inside the hexes, instead of doing it the way I'm doing it. And that would be like if I run this little script by Klen and say, listen, can I have this many nodes from one of your scripts? If he goes, absolutely not, I'm already strapped as it is, then I'll say, okay, never mind then, I'll redesign it, make it look appropriate for you to die there with the slipspace field being lower, put a kill ball there that will envelop the tubes, and then say, yeah, if it flies up in there and hits, it'll kill you. So don't fly in there with your Banshee either, or your Wasp, because you'll die. And actually, if I have to do that, then I'll also add a big old plasma energy barrier. Like there's a plasma object, large, that creates like electricity fields there. I'll put that there to make that slipspace field look a little bit more dangerous than it currently does. Because right now, it's cool looking, but fairly, benign. It looks like a physicist would look at that and say, like an astrophysicist would look at that and say, oh my god, it looks like maybe a black hole or a wormhole or something. Don't go near that, you would die. But a player in Halo might just go, Oh, that's cool looking. I wonder what it is. Whoa, you know what I mean? And then just get killed. So if I put that, if I have to do it, I will lower it. I can lower it down to, like down inside here. Like that. And just have it up there and be like, you know, above your head. And then I can add like a plasma field, like the electricity plasma field there, so that it looks like there's a... it would actually look like the electricity is coursing between these columns, which would be really cool. I don't know, maybe that would just be cooler to do anyway. Let this like crown thing be a crown, and leave the plasma, and put the... What do y'all think? Y'all think this is cooler? Putting this here, putting the electricity field, it'd be like inside and contained rather than being like on top. And then, like, that would mean that you would, like, look up at it from down here. And it would make that, like, glowing field look cooler. And then, even if I still use the script, it still could look like this, you know what I mean? I kind of like that. The way these are sloped down kind of implies, and the way that this thing comes down the sides, it feels like it should be in the middle of these. In which case, I might even just change up how this looks. I mean, it kind of looks like a cool crown thing, but... if you manage to get up here, it'd be kind of weird to be able to, like, use it like a sniper point. And you can't even get out. Yeah, no, I'd have to, definitely have to redesign this. Because you can't get out of this. So I'll just, like, basically fill it in somehow. Maybe invert them and put them all together in one place. That'd be kind of cool. Like, if they were just a bunch of lights pointing out from the middle, and just turn them all around and clip them inside of each other to be, like, one giant object. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, it looks kind of like a chess piece whenever it's like this. Like it's a king or a queen on chess. And I like this kind of more. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to invert it. Yeah. Stop talking about it and just do it. Let's see. Bottom, bring that in. Let's go to... we'll go to 2. And the top will go up to this area up here. And that way... we'll go to 10. This way it's a field of 12, and that should envelop anything that goes into it just fine. And now it could kill you. At that point, if I am going to put it here, I could just make it dangerous to enter into. I still had the idea, though, of putting a teleporter in there and making receiving ends out here and putting them all in the same channel, like a sender in here and receivers out here, putting them all in the same channel and just randomly teleporting you to one of these if you use like a grapple shot or a flying vehicle or like a thruster to like launch yourself up into the air and fly up into it. So I don't want it to kill you if I can avoid it. So let's do that instead of doing like assuming I'm going to have to kill you. Let's go ahead and script it to where back to how we had it before, a little bit where it was where it tested to see if it was part of the game object. We also need to very quickly before I do anything else. Need to remove this. It's actually kind of ironic that this side and the other side are the ones that were not centered correctly. So this one's centered now. I'm going to grab its... I'm just going to do it to the 2 that were blowing themselves up for now, and then I'm going to do the rest off stream because it's kind of annoying to have to do the X and Y. Okay, so position is 14.57. And, well, actually, that's the complicated one. We'll copy that one. And then 12.19. So if we go... Wait. That's weird. Why is it different? Like, significantly different. I guess that's not a problem. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. Whoops. What was the, and now I forgot the other one. 2.19. Okay. 2.19. I guess I could have copied and pasted at that point. Okay, that's weird. Oh, I see. This one's center. Okay, where is it? Why can't I? Oh, weird. Oh, I'm dumb. That's what's happening. I understand now. I didn't unpair them. I forgot that I paired them all just earlier. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Now it should work. Now we select this one. The fact that I didn't have a column should have tipped me off really quick. 2.14? Wait, wasn't that 2.14? 2.19, okay. Okay, so we just need to get this. But that's not what I want to do. Oh, they fixed it. It used to be that you had to hit erase twice before it would let you start typing the new one. They must have fixed it. because I've been so used to that I've been hitting the erase twice on instinct. Okay, now this one is basically the same, but in reverse or something, probably all negative values. But we're going to copy it. So negative 2.32. That's good enough. Let's see, negative 2. Whoop. Okay, I did have to press it that time. 3.2. Okay, so maybe it isn't fixed. Oh, I didn't go out and go back in. Yeah, I hate that. 3.2. Did the other one do that too? No, it's just not working. Oh, come on now. Do I have to deselect it and reselect it? I forget. Yeah, it's just not doing it. Okay, well that's close enough, I think. I don't think that's going to tip over too badly because it's so close. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, now we're going to go in and we need to select all of these fusion coils and prefab them so that I can... the rest of these are slightly falling over whenever they fly up, but it's not the end of the world, and I can unprefab them, reprefab them, and do all that later where I fix that. But for now, I'm just going to make them all work and make it to where we don't hear that explosion going off every single time. Okay, so we're going to go up now. We got to do our... blah. Here we go. We need our object reference. Oh, right. Got to move this around until the mouse disappears. Then I can move the mouse. Okay, and take it over. Object reference. We got to go to... let's see. I went through this really fast earlier, but now I'm wondering where it is for some reason. Area monitor? No, not area monitor. Oh no, that's right. Okay, that's what it was. It's in objects. You go to get objects in prefab. So we're getting the objects out of that prefab. And then we're saying is the same object. And we're going to go, okay, scripting add node. Get is, get object is in list. That's the one. That becomes our list. Move the delete object out there. That becomes our object. Clear that node. Put a logic, Boolean logic, not Boolean. Branch logic. We script in here. If true, go there, and then there. And I'm not going to make this pretty because last time we had to delete this because it didn't work. But that was because I had messed up the triggering field. So there was a reason for that. So it's kind of pretty, but not too pretty. Okay, now that we've saved it, let's leave and let's go test it. But yes, a fusion coil plant, and this is all the game mode, and it's going to be really cool. It's going to start off objective. We're using the basic Halo objectives: neutral flag, capture the territories, basically, kind of capture the hill, or I mean, kind of king of the hill, but not really. It's territories because you are claiming it. You're claiming those power tower things to generate more energy. And then once the energy is high enough, then we have the buildings rise up out of the ground. Yeah. Hopefully this works out. Let's see. Let's see how this script works. And this time the fusion coils will enter into the area, actually get to the triggering area, despawn, and I should not die whenever I fly into it. Then I can place an invisible teleporter there. That's a one-way. And then put in some invisible, receivers out there on the other side. Which would be really freaking cool. I still wish that they did a thing where you could turn on or off the, the objects as, visibly. Okay, going up and not coming back down. Perfect. So now we just watch them all. Yep, it goes up, goes up. Goes up, doesn't come back down. Perfect. They are working just right. So this is what's going to be happening in the middle of the map. And I can change their respawn time to make it be like a slower pace if I want to. Which would be really cool. Like that one's really vertical, and so is that one. Let's watch them. Yeah, those are super good at being straight up and down because I realigned them. Let's see how aligned they are. This one will be perfect. Yeah, that one's perfectly vertical. This one is close enough. So yeah, I just need to get the other ones to be a little bit closer to that. So this is going to be, and it's teleporting them out to those places. So that's why they're going to spawn in here. You're going to be able to visibly see where they come from and why they're going there. And then now I need to test flying vehicle in it to see if that will kill a Spartan. It shouldn't, because I'm not part of that prefab, and neither is my vehicle. So it should not kill me. It should not kill the vehicle. I just realized this didn't let me get close enough to kill me last time anyway. Let me see if I can get in there this way. Well, sort of. Okay, but this did. This threw me up here and I died. Okay, cool. Yep, no death. So if you get into that area and it goes black, then I can have it to where, as the screen darkens, you suddenly bamf out there. You can put a teleporter one way. And most of this is through game objects and respawn times and stuff like that. I tried to do it, despawn on a clock, for those that are more recently joining. The reason I'm having to do script brains is because it was supposed to despawn after 1 second. But for some reason, the despawn timer is not working, and neither is the despawn after it's been abandoned as an option. It didn't work on the tank either. For some reason, it's not despawning after that little timer's elapsed time. And I don't know why. And I think that is some weird new bug. Because I think it was working before, but I'm not actually 100% certain. Yeah, because it works for the pump shroud. On Waterworks, it's like when it's jostled, it disappears immediately, like it's 0 seconds. And it checks for despawn and stuff like that. The script was really elaborate that Klen had designed for me there. So it should, but that was all with scripting, so like that involved scripting. And all I did was set it to, if it's, all he had done was set it, basically told me to set the objects to despawn at 0 seconds, I believe, as soon as they're like jostled, essentially. Okay, so basically we would put a FX energy, where is it? Energy, let's see, where is it? Plasma energy sphere large. This thing with all this electricity, and we will put it here, and we will magnet it to that one so that's centered in the same spot, and then we have this electricity coursing around this facility in a very like warning, this place is dangerous sort of way, you know? That looks really cool. I like that a lot. Definitely looks like a good like power plant of some kind. And then and then we need to put a teleporter there, like a one-way teleporter. So we got a gameplay. I skipped it. Audio. See, match flow, Nav-mesh player, sandbox script teleporters. Then we got teleporter invisible and regular teleporter. We want the invisible one, and we want to flip it over so that the area is below it. And we want to go over here to do timer enable. Oh, this is despawn. What am I talking about? Yeah, that's for some reason I thought that was one of the advanced property sections. Use pad orientation on, receive only, on, wait, no, off. Instant teleport, on. External channels, object relay channel, receiving channel. So we're going to leave them both on alpha, because I think we're only going to have the one teleporter. Unless we put one inside of one of the buildings or something like that, but I believe we're only going to do the one teleporter on this particular map. It would be pretty cool to incorporate, like, when the Oni building rises up, also, because the Oni building is filled with Forerunner tech. Here, look, I'll show you. What I was just thinking, the Oni building, the idea of this is that they're researching, this is a Forerunner like control terminal hologram thing that they have salvaged from somewhere on the ring, and it is used to sort of help them interface with those more efficiently, or something to that effect, like, you know, thematically. They have a grav lift here that is a Forerunner tech that they have sort of put into place here. They've got they've attempted to create grav lift here and even use a block, an elevator, like a Forerunner elevator that they've salvaged and put in here as a lift for this. That they're just reverse engineering the Forerunner technology and trying to see how they can make it themselves. And that's also why they have a Forerunner launcher here instead of a UNSC one. All of this is built right here on this Forerunner base, right next to this Forerunner structure, because it is a Forerunner interface sort of ONI facility. So that's one you can unlock that'll rise up. And what I was thinking was just now is if I incorporated a teleporter in here, it would be interesting to put like a receiving end somewhere in here. If I put a teleporter receiver in there, and I put a sender over here, or over in the main base, or something, then what I could do is I could make it to where you could teleport to the Oni base, and that would rise up out of the ground with the Oni base, which is the last one you unlock. So it would be interesting because like you could unlock those other ones and they won't have a teleporter in them, or their teleporter would be inactive or something. But basically, I could literally just have them rise up with no teleporter and bring up the teleporter with the Oni base instead, and have it come up inside the other base like that. But or I could just do a channel where like this teleporter is inactive or something like that, and the one over here will just turn off because there's no receiver that's activated. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's see. Since you're good at scripting, I would love to see you incorporate a gondola in one of your maps. That would be amazing. And Klen has given me the tools necessary to make a gondola move in a straight line very easily. Rotation is the hard part of scripting for me, but even he knows how to do that. He knows even how to do that. I've seen an object. He hasn't given me a script that does rotation, but he has done the other one. What am I doing? I was right. I was placing the teleporter. Let's do that. Let's make a teleporter that works. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. I have some ideas for some maps that involve like you were killed by the Guardian style of design kind of stuff, and some other stuff that involves more neutral, nice things that are added to it. The map, right? Oh man, whenever I had the highest peak of people in the chat, I should have mentioned again. That Ripshade has made a map, and it's a really good block out, and he wants me to art it. And after I art it, I'm going to add the ability to for players to it's going to check how many players are in the match, and then it's going to say, hey, yeah, you've got let's say you've got 4v4, cool, it stays how it is. You've got 5v4, all right, we're opening up new areas. The map is too large. Or maybe I'll just wait for even teams. Be like, yeah, if it's 6v6 or more, cool. Okay, you're going out. You know what I mean? You're gonna go ahead and you're gonna spawn. You're basically gonna be able to yeah, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Basically, yeah. I'm thinking something like that. Okay, I'm thinking that this should be here, and it's gonna be facing away from the center of the center building. Mainly in this shape, how it's like an arrow here. It's going to be facing out like that. So, and then we're going to go over here. I should probably have already set that to be... if I do it this way, then that means you would be looking outside the map whenever you appear here. So maybe I'd have to rotate this whole platform. I'm going to rotate the platform and not it. To be more like... this would be interesting, I think. This time you're facing toward the building. And that way, there's an opening on this side. So if you come up this hill this way, you can go into it this way, or an opening over here. I might even go full-blown like that. Nah, it looks like it's looking at the UNSC building, and the UNSC building just dropped in, so the Forerunner wouldn't build it there. So yeah, this is a little better. Okay, and then I'm going to come over here, select them both. I need to set them both as receivers only. Okay. Oh, you can't do teleporters multiple at the same time. They're not like lights. Receive only on. Okay, that's all I really need to do. Pretty sure I don't need to do any of the other stuff. On, use pad orientation on, instant teleport on. Okay. Yeah, there we go. So that should work. Now, I don't need to use the pad orientation on the original one, on the Cinder. I wonder if I should turn that off in case it tries to orient the player based on the way they were oriented on that one. I don't actually know how that would work. The Wasp on the Forerunner elevator reminded me of a gondola with the FX under it, just a really small one. Well, yeah, exactly. That would be, yeah. I do like the idea of a gondola. I had another plan. I actually have a map image that someone had made with an AI art on what do you call it? Let's see, I think I did it like that. On Reddit. On Reddit, someone made an AI art that of a bunch of maps. They were just like putting like Halo map ideas and wanted to get like AI art things. And they gave me permission to use them. And what I did, what I'm actually going to do is, where's equipment? There it is. Equipment. Equipment spawner. Sorry, I'm trying to get this set up before I switch out of the map and go test it with the Oh, I don't have to switch out of the map. This isn't, doesn't involve those grab lifts. I can just go over there and grapple shot my way into it. Let me see. Wait. Equipment. Oh, grapple shot. Cool. It's already defaulted to that. Okay. It looks good. Just put that there, and then when I spawn in, I will just grab that off that platform. There we go. We can go test it. Oh yeah, so basically there's this map idea that with the image looks really cool. It would also be on a desert world actually, so it would be very similar to this one. But as far as that, not very similar as far as the map is concerned, but... Whoa. Launches you kind of up. So that kind of gives you that's a final mechanical thing that tells you exactly what's going on here, right? That's the idea. Is you're going to see these fusion coils going up into roughly that field of blue and disappearing, right? Not coming back down. You're going to see fusion coils appearing out on those. If you get curious and go, I wonder what happens if I go into that, you will teleport out to one of these. And at that point, and it will be at random. Wait, that was the same one twice, wasn't it? Yes, it was. I wonder if there's a channel... like a channel value, or if it just happened to randomly select the same one twice. It's selecting the exact same one every time. That's not right. Something's going on here. Okay, how do you do this? Alpha, alpha. That's kind of iffy. I hope they didn't, like spawning order, 0, boundary type, none, Did they get rid of the ability to just have it randomly select one because you happen to have them all in the same Cinder? Because that is really frustrating if so. Players teleport instantly when set to true, set to false, introduce a slight pause as in campaign. Use pad orientation on. I really hope that they, I'm gonna do spawning order to 1 and see if that changes the way that works. I was really relying on this. I swear. There was in every other Halo before this, you just put them all in the same channel and it randomly sends you to it. This could be a bug that they intended for it to retain classic Halo functionality, but it is in fact always sending me to the exact same spot. That's not good. I could put 4 of them there, 4 teleporters in the same spot, 4 cinders in the same spot, and have them all sort of like oriented in a circle around it to where if you go into it, you're going to hit one of them first, depending on which angle you go into it. So players who really understand the map will be able to predict where they're going to go, and grapple into it from a specific angle to teleport to a specific point out here in the map. And people who don't know will just grapple into it and randomly hit one of those 4, depending on which angle they're going at, you know, and the you know, speed and the angle and the grapple and all that kind of stuff. So it would seem random to most players, but you guys in particular, for example, would know that in fact it has a very specific angular design, only because apparently they changed the way that that teleporters work. 0 does not count as before the others. Okay. Receive only, instant teleport on. I'm gonna do. Yeah, no, I can't. I don't see anything else that would tell me that would set which you know. That's really frustrating. Abandoned / disturbed. No, yeah, this is. You know what else I could do actually? Well, this doesn't work though. If I could make it despawn on a timer and then respawn afterward, right? After being deleted, right? Then I could actually set them each to different timers and have them each despawn and respawn sort of at you know, different intervals, so that that only one of them will be in at any given point in time, and then it'll randomly teleport you, and then you would never be able to tell because they're oblong sort of timers. That would work, assuming that the despawn timer actually worked. But unfortunately, it does not, apparently. Instant teleport on, yeah, I don't see anything else. It's just the... It's purely the, which one was placed first, apparently. Because I placed this one first, and then that one is teleported into there. So, yeah. Anyway, so we're going to do the other one. We're going to do the other option. We're going to do this, we're going to copy this, we're going to rotate it this way, and put it like this, right? And then we're going to copy it. Budget limit reached. Yeah, for effects and stuff, or for something else. I don't know. I doubt I think it's for dynamic objects in general, and that's actually a soft limit. Budget limit exceeded. That's fine. I don't care. I exceeded it very significantly in Waterworks. It was like, I was like 300, 400% on a lot of stuff. Okay, so 4 of them like this in a circle, basically, around the portal. And depending on which one of these you go... What did I just grab and move? I do not want to move that, please. Thank you. Depending on which direction you go into this, it will pick which way you go. And like I said, new players will not know about this, and they will think it's random. So... and it will effectively be random, because a lot of times you're going to grapple into it, you're going to be in the middle of a firefight or something trying to escape, or maybe you're just going to go in here and be like, oh, I need to get all the way over there. But anyway, let's choose some... This one, yeah, I'll just pick one to switch to Bravo. None on receiving. I do not want any of these to receive. That's not what I meant to do. Ah. Go to the right menu, please. There we go. All of these are cinders only. So this one is now Bravo. I'm not going to make this make sense on which one is which, by the way. Bravo. Charlie. That way it will feel more random and people will be a little bit more difficult to track. And you'll have to feel it out and learn the map. Even as you watch it. You know that this is here, but you won't necessarily know which way it goes. We'll go with Bravo. Well, we'll go Charlie here. So we've got Alpha and Charlie, and we'll go over here, and we'll hit this one up and go to Bravo, and we will go over here, and we will go... By the way, could this be none? Yeah, okay. And we will go... What is it? Charlie? Delta? Which one did I do next? Alpha, Bravo, Charlie. Must be Delta. Yeah, the third one. Yeah. Okay. And right now, I'm going to set this one to none, and if this map ends up being really popular and you play a bunch of matches on it, you're gonna know a secret about the map, and no one else will. So okay, and I will of course let Klen know. I don't think he's in chat right now, and if he ever, you know, if he gets into it, he should know. He's one of the creators of the map. He should know the secret. Okay, let's go over here and get into that middle area, check the teleporter, and see how it works. What is going on? Okay, I'll use the grav lift this time. Oh, that's right, the gravelet doesn't work. Blah! Everything's going haywire because I'm in forge mode. Ah, okay, here we go. Let's go, and boom. I happened to go to the exact same one I was going to before. Let's see if that was a weird mistake. Hopefully teleporters in general aren't broken. Oh my god, I'm out of grapple shot. Oh my god, let's do that over again. I'm gonna fly there this time. That'll be faster and more reliable. Banshee would have been even faster, I think. Okay. Let's not hop off and fall to our doom and then get caught. Okay. I think that is the one I want to go to test it. Cool. Look at that. It came out here. Okay, so that's really cool. That works great. We have a random selection. And, yeah. Basically a random selection. Now, by the way, these were from the last stream. This is something that Aaron, AZ Wilco, gave me. He went into, this right here is fragmentation. These are the bases from fragmentation. This is the distance between the two bases on fragmentation. So you can move this into your map. Maybe put it at 0, 0, but you don't really need to worry about being perfect. And eyeball exactly what the scale of the map is. And this is fragmentation. Essentially, if you look at it from catty corner, this is almost exactly the same size as fragmentation. And then those are, what do you call it? What's the other one called? Its acronym's like DS. I forget. The one that's banished buildings at night. With the big old cannon on top. I forget what it's called. Oh wait, I wrote it on the thing. It is Deadlock. Yeah, DL. That's right. Not DS. Anyway, those two line up basically like right in front of my main bases, hovering right in front of it. So that's basically what you're looking at as far as scale is concerned. This is essentially Deadlock. From base to base, it's almost the same as Deadlock. And then from catty corner, it's almost the same as fragmentation. And since your base is going to expand out this way, it's kind of from base to base fragmentation in a way. But yeah, okay, so we've got a lot going well for us here. I think I need to, at some point now, finish this back door, properly build it out, and make it look nice. I had to move this up because the door frame needed to be open, so I need to redo how I do this back wall in some way. That will look a little bit nicer. And yeah, some other stuff like that. And then I've got the the repair bay going with its really cool dynamic object that just moves along, which is a pain in the butt to place. If you want to use one of these, be aware it's a pain in the butt to place that. I need to fix some of this stuff because I was in the middle of doing something over here. But yeah, and then of course the main base. So yeah, the game mode is going to work like objective mode, where fusion coils are going to spawn on here. And they're like neutral flag. You want to bring them back to your base. There's 4 spots, right? You want to bring them back to your base and put them in your gigantic fusion reactor in the middle of your base. Once you've got those there, it's going to power up your team, right, a little bit. These are going to have territories on them. They're going to be like King of the Hill zones, and you're going to have to basically get control of it and own the entire radius of it. So it's going to be a thing where you're trying to get around to find the person and shoot them. But basically, yeah, this upper area, once you capture this and you own this, then your team is going to constantly get points, energy points, over time from this. So think of this as your automatic Vespene gas generator, and these as your mineral deposits that you have to collect and bring back to base. It's an RTS sort of mentality. It's an objective mode that accomplishes an RTS style, and at the end of that section, all of these buildings, once you reach a certain threshold, you unlock that building. Once you reach another threshold, you unlock that building. That building comes with a tank spawn. And once you unlock the third, the third tier, this building is going to rise up. So once it switches to Slayer, all 3 of these buildings could potentially rise up for your team. And then it's going to be side locked whenever you're going to be spawning on your side, but you're also going to get respawn points whenever you capture this zone. It becomes a place where your team can respawn, and then if you capture that zone, it becomes a place where your team can respawn. Really low on the percentage. I mean, on the weight, the team spawning weight on the area, but it will be essentially you could theoretically, for example, capture both of those, and then you've got that one ready to attack the enemy base pretty easily during during the actual match. There are a lot of ways you could tactically bring that to your advantage. But also, if you're spawning in here and they're trying to like team lock you, like try and attack over here and like lock you down, you can flank them and take them out. So you could, if you unlock this building, it's very ideal to get as many points as you can and unlock all of the buildings, because that means during the Slayer portion of the match, at the end, whenever it switches from objective to Slayer, you really want that, you're going to want that building to be there. We have considered, if we have the budget in scripting, which we probably don't, to make it to where after that second phase starts, these will continue to generate fusion coils. And if you take a fusion coil to the enemy base, into one of their buildings that they've built, like if I was blue team and I grabbed a fusion coil and went into this building and planted it, I could blow it up, make it move down, which, you know, that's a lot of scripting to do, but it could piggyback off the scripting for moving up, theoretically, so we may work out. But anyway, make it move down, and then also have this here be a, you know, like stop spawning tanks. So you could theoretically do an assault mode during the Slayer portion of the map, and you won't get any points for your team, but you could cripple their ability to spawn in tanks or air units or whatever. The one downside to that is this is so close to this building that it would be, maybe the Oni building would be immune or something like that, or maybe it would take more than one fusion coil. Like if we did like a deliver it and you don't have a countdown timer like an assault where you have to stay there and plant the bomb, you know, once it's planted, it usually wins you the point, right, in assault. But in this case, what we might do is make it instant, but then you have to plant like 6 of them before the base actually blows up. You know what I mean? Something like that. Maybe not 6, but maybe like 3, like a Mario boss, you know? And so the first one to go down will probably be this one here, or maybe this one could have a higher health points and be like require 5, maybe, because it's an Oni building that's using Forerunner tech. Maybe it's a lot more sturdy than your standard UNSC building. So yeah, that's what we're planning right now, and this is where we're at right now. And now that we've, I was just going over it so I could sign off for the day, because I've got to get going. But that's the map, that's the design, that's where we're at right now. And now we have this really cool fusion coil thing that's going to be it's level-based storytelling. You know what I mean? It's environmental storytelling, because it's got these fusion coils going up and disappearing, and then fusion coils out here appearing, and you can use that same teleporter to teleport yourself out there to really test and see, yeah, that slip space portal is definitely sending things out to these receivers. And then, you know, you've got environmental storytelling with the crater, how this just dropped in and then was deployed, and this like platform here was assembled, this thing transformed, folded out, doors, you know, this panel opened up, and this ramp folded out. You know, you've got a lot of environmental storytelling saying this is a new fob that the UNSC is working on, that they're trying to build a better one, because the one that they used on the Zeta Halo off the Infinity didn't work. The Banish beat them. So they're trying to get a more armored fob, something that can really hold its ground, and something that maybe could receive ODST drop pods dropping on the ceiling or something like that in the future, if they were to, like, you know, lore-wise, not something I can do with the scripting. But anyway, the point is that, and then of course they build it can rapidly manufacture other bases, like the Spirit of Fire's bases that it can deploy. So they're trying to combine. They're like, the Spirit of Fire was effective against the Banished. We need to make new bases that can do that. The Spirit of Fire is old tech. Let's build new tech that can deploy like an ODST drop pod filled with Spartans, and then start immediately deploying new bases. And that's the idea of this, like, sort of like the lore behind this game mode and this map. And they're just, oh, you just woke up, I'm about to sign out. Sorry, Aaron. But yeah, so these bases would be like, you know, it's a contest. It's like they're deploying here because they know there's an appropriate amount of power grid that they can really test team versus team and be like, you know, and do an actual run of drills, you know what I mean? So this is going to be FFS, a little, yes. Yes. For frick's sake. So the point is that, yeah, this is that's kind of what we're going with here, is that there's sort of lore behind this sort of deployment, and also to explain it, this is a Spartan field test of these new equipment that they're creating and stuff like that. Anyway, I gotta get going, and then we're gonna be, like I said, we're gonna be buying wood so I can redo this and have a better backdrop and stuff like that, which is going to be great. So that's what we're going to be doing today, whenever I get off stream. I probably won't be doing a lot of map making off stream because of that, but yeah. Anyway, this has been really cool, and I will catch you guys next time. Yeah, I look forward to this map releasing, to be honest, because I want to play it.